What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Uncle Fred, back in the house. One more again, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell there. Go and smash both of them so you can get the videos when I put them out. It's trying to come back and give you some good content. Uncle Fred's committed to giving you the best content available. Maybe content other folks maybe don't give you, maybe the things they scared to say, I'm gonna say it. And so let's go ahead and get into this. So Dallas Cowboys go to FedEx Field and get a dub. They win 27-20 over the Washington football team. Okay. Now, leading into that game, and first of all, this is going to be a short video because can't tell you everything I'm thinking because we might be here 30, 40 minutes, man, because I got a lot on my mind regarding that game. But anyway, I'm just going to be short. A lot going into that game. Mike McCarthy was, some say he guaranteed a victory. He just said what any other coach would say if you put him on you asked him, y'all going to go up there and win? Yeah, we're going to go up there and win the game. Like I said, what do you want him to say? Oh, we're going to give it a good old college try. We're going to give it a good effort. No, he said we're going to go up there and win the game. So I have no problem with that. No problem whatsoever. And, I want my coach aggressive. I like my coach, believing and saying things. I like my coach kind of, and I kind of like my shirt's a little crooked. I like my coach kind of in your face, kind of, yeah, let's go. I like that. I like my coaches gregarious. I like my owners silent. Like my owners silent. Out of sight, out of mind. Quiet, don't. But we know we ain't got that kind of owner. So you got to kind of navigate around that. So anyhow, going to the game, had that going on. And the big thing going to the game is that the Cowboys had benches sent to the stadium with Cowboys on them. Now, at first, I didn't know how I felt about that. I'm like, yeah, okay, we're the Cowboys. We top notch. When we come, we're gonna sit on our own benches. And they had the beats things piped in, wired in, and everything. I think they was heated and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, Cowboys. Hey, we. And I started thinking about that. I'm like, okay, Jerry, you really trying to grandiose here. So because they didn't just come prefab. They was ordered, they was painted, and all that stuff was done and then shipped there. So I don't know what the purpose of that was, if it was just to rub it in the Washington's team's faces, or I don't know what the purpose of that was. Or are we going to do that for every inclement weather facility? Because we wouldn't have that at AT&T because that's indoors. It's climate control. So I don't know what that is doing. I don't know what he was going with that. I didn't think too bad of it at first, but I started unraveling and started peeling that thing back, and I was like, Jerry, that's you kind of grandizing a little bit. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Now, if you're gonna do that every time that if we go to the playoffs and we play in that Green Bay, we do that, I'm all right with that. Okay. But my whole problem is that makes the other teams like, they look at them sitting on their little pompous tails on their little, they got to bring their benches in. That just gives other teams motivation to want to beat us. So that's, whatever. It is what it is. Now, we know how I feel about, Jerry and his motive. I mean, you just don't like Jerry. No, it's just certain things the wrong way. I think there's a certain way things ought to be done. And those ways have been proven over time. And in the way he's trying to do it ain't been proven by nobody. Okay. So and somebody said, I want to say if it was Shannon Sharp Somebody said that they said, I think Jerry cares more about the publicity than he does wins. If you win, it's okay with it. And then see, that's the problem with that is that see, it catches you and I up in that because we're thinking that his motivation is winning. And if his motivation ain't winning, then I wish he didn't own the team because there are other owners that wish they could win, want to win, will do everything to win. And I know Jerry said I would write an obscene check to win. And my thing is that you can't buy a championship. It's most of those championships that are won organically. The teams, the players are scouted, they're drafted, they're cultivated, they're coached. There's a bunker that this exists around those players and those coaches, and they form a bond, and then they build on that, and then they learn through disappointments and their triumphs, and they build that, and they build and they build and they build. Kind of like when Jimmy Johnson took over the team in '89 as coach, and they went 1-15, and then they drafted some players. And then they traded for some players, and they built. And he established a culture. They built it. They formed a bond. Them guys love Jimmy Johnson. But Jerry got jealous. He's like, look at that. I want in there. It's kind of like, a guy that's the commanding general of an army, seeing that the soldiers getting all this glory and all this, and he want to get in the fight, want to jump in the foxhole, and don't know which end of the gun to hold. That's Jerry Jones to me. And he got so jealous. He said, well, look, you ain't getting nothing. I can get 500 guys that can coach this team. And that's what he's done since then. Got different coaches that, basically kowtow to him, and they've not won since. I, for one, am upset about that. Okay, now you as Cowboy fans may be okay with that, okay? But my glimmer of hope is that we can get a team that can win in spite of his meddling, his overstepping, his micromanaging, his getting his hands in the grease, trying to cook and don't know how to cook. Yeah, I think if we get enough good players, solid players in there, we can win regardless of him. And that's my hope. That's my prayer. And that's basically the only way that's gonna happen. Okay. So anyway, we roll into FedEx Field, and so we get the ball. We get the ball first, and we go 12 plays, 54 yards. We kick a field goal, and we go up 3-0. Okay. And that is almost the highlight of the offense. Because after that, Redskins get the ball, and they go 5 plays, 18 yards, and they punt. And then we go 4 plays, 14 yards, and Dak throws an interception. Darn near had a fumble on the play before that. It was 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line, 12, right, the 21-yard line. And when he was going back, he got his feet tangled with, I think it was Tyler Biotish, stumbled in the process of handing it to Zeke, and the ball fumbled. And luckily, Zeke jumped on it. So now it's 2nd and 12 from the 21. And then Dak goes back, pass. I think it was intended for CeeDee Lamb. I don't know because it didn't go nowhere near CeeDee Lamb. It went 10 yards over his head and 5 yards, 6 yards beyond him. And it got intercepted. The announcers were, how the announcers, some of them the announcing team usually consists of a guy that played and a journalist or a sportscaster or something like that, and a football player. Okay. I do believe it was what's the tight end who used to play for the Carolina Panthers? Greg Olsen. And he was like, well, Dak, he said, I really don't have an idea what Dak was doing there. I thought maybe it was CeeDee Lamb, but that's way off. I don't know. And it was an awkward silence because it was like he was trying to make it say, okay, well, he he thought the guy was gonna zig and he zagged. He thought it was zone and it was man to man. He thought the guy was gonna sit down and he kept running, or he thought it was man and he thought and it was zone. And he thought maybe he's gonna go across and he sat down or whatever. But finally, Greg said, I don't know. Sometimes you just throw some passes and it just don't go where you want them to. And he went on to the next play. And I'm looking at that play. I'm like, Dak, what the heck did you see in that play that makes you throw that pass? Okay. So they got intercepted. He threw about a 20-yard pass, got intercepted at the 40, and got returned to the 37. Okay. Redskins. Washington football team gets the ball 1st and 10 at the 37, and then 2nd and 10 at the 37, and then 3rd and 10 at the 37. And then Tyler Haneke rolls out to his left and tries to throw it in the flat. Now, they diagrammed this play on the during the telecast, and we were in zero coverage because there was no safety in the middle of the field. Okay, and Randy Gregory came up to catch the back out of the backfield, and he got chipped, but his athleticism allowed him to jump over the top of him, and he happened to tip the football. Now, had he not tipped that football, and I think the kid's name was, I don't think it was Antonio Gibson, but had he caught that, he'd have still been running because they were in a perfect offense for the defense that we had set. But the athleticism of Randy Gregory jumped over the top of the guy that went to low cut him to block him, and he was able to tip the pass. He tipped it up and caught it for an intercept, and he returned it to the 41-yard line, to the Washington 41-yard line. And, of course, we go 8 plays, 41 yards, culminating in a 6-yard touchdown pass from Dak Prescott to Amari Cooper. And there is the beginning and the end of the Dak Prescott highlight. Okay. And it's 9-0, and then they run it, and then there was a penalty on the kick. So we get the ball to 2. And so they decide to do a 2-point conversion. Zeke runs in for 2, so we're up 11-0. Okay. So Washington gets the ball on their next possession, a couple of plays. And then Micah Parsons comes in from the right side, hits Taylor Haneke. I want to call him Tyler. Beautiful play. Comes in finds the right gap, comes through the middle, runs him down, tackles him, ball comes loose, bounces, picked up by Dorrance Armstrong, rumbles 37 yards, touchdown. And it's 18-0. And I'm like, look at that defense. They all over the place. And then it's 18-0. And then before the half goes out, it was 18-0 in the first quarter. Second quarter, we ended up with I didn't even write them down. I was kind of about it. I was kind of upset about the whole thing. Here we go. Right here. Here we go. So we go, and I'm not going to even detail them. I'm just going to call them out. All right. We go 11 plays, 61 yards, and a field goal to go up 21-0. And then we go on the next possession, we go 12 plays, 58 yards, and kick a field goal. So we go to the half at 24-0. Okay. And I'm feeling pretty good because I actually wasn't home when the game was up. So I'm following it on my phone and following the process of the game. Didn't realize I thought it was 3 touchdowns. Didn't realize it was a field goal, a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and 2 field goals. And but anyway, the defense was magnificent. The Washington football team had 47 yards at halftime, and we led 24-0. Okay, and then for the most part of the third quarter, offense took the rest of the day off. Kellen Moore wouldn't call it. No plays that amounted to nothing. No plays that attempted to push the football. Running the football. Kellen Clements I think is his name, Kellen Clements. Used to play for the Philadelphia Eagles, won a Super Bowl with them back in 2017. He's played for them. I think he's played for the Seahawks and some other teams. He got picked up and activated because Tony Pollard was inactive. So basically it was Clements and Zeke Elliott. So anyway, in the third quarter, pretty much the offense took the days off. It was 1, 2, and 3 yard runs by Clements and Zeke Elliott. I think Zeke Elliott finished with 12 carries for 45 yards, and Clements ended with 13 carries for 44 yards. But we did run it for 122 yards. Okay, whatever. But in the third quarter, we go down, we kick a field goal, and they get a touchdown on a beautiful 43-yard pass from Taylor Heineke to Cam Sims. Roll Tide. He's an Alabama kid. Caught it on Trayvon Diggs, and I thought he fell out of bounds, but that was a beautiful catch in the left corner of the end zone. High pointed it. Him and Diggs both had their hands, on the football, but he was able to wrestle it away and fall, get his knee down, fall out of bounds, and then Heineke runs for the 2-point conversion, and now it's 24-8. But we kick a field goal late in the third quarter, and now it's 27-8. And for the most part, Washington can't really get anything going. Couple 2-3 plays, possessions, they get punts and this sort of thing. And then finally they go and they get a touchdown, miss the conversion, so it ends up being 27-14. And then there was a play that I thought, because I'm gonna get to my game balls here in a minute, because Micah Parsons had one hell of a game. Micah Parsons had I think 3 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Okay, and which gives him 11.5 for the season. Okay. I think he's like second or third in the league in sacks, and he's runaway winner, defensive rookie of the year. Rookie at defense, probably gonna be defensive rookie of the year, but certainly defensive rookie of the year, and could be just defensive. It could be just rookie of the year. I think he's played well enough to get that, and then a lot of people are thinking he's got some credence for becoming the defensive player of the year. I think I need to see a little more to go that far, because I think that he, you got guys like T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett, who's got like 16 sacks, and you got guys like Aaron Donald, who tonight had 3 sacks tonight in their win over the Cardinals. So you got guys like that, but don't get it twisted. Micah Parsons is a force. Okay, he is a force, and I like it. He darn near had an interception too, because they had him in pass coverage, playing quarters coverage on a couple of possessions, and he nearly got an interception on an overthrow by Heineke. Okay, but anyhow, but there was a play by Gallimore in the third quarter. Okay. He only got 1 sack, but he's a guy. This is his first game back. This is the things that gives me hope, and I'm gonna tell you my negative things for the game when I finish this. I think you should start with positive. Give you a little positive. We just got Neville Gallimore back. We just got Randy Gregory back, and he made his presence felt. So right now we got the full complement of all of our defensive guys. We got the bookends with Gregory and D-Law, and they kind of putting Micah all over. And then we got in the middle, clogging up that middle. We got Neville Gallimore, that big 340-pound, what my man called big trash can full of dirt. And the third quarter, this is the darndest things I ever seen. And I was like, it was like on a third down play. Neville Gallimore came busting up the middle, and the center, Tyler Lawson, I think his name, number 69, playing center. Neville Gallimore power drive him, drug him into Taylor Heineke, and tackled both of them. And then he got up and he did his little thing. And you look on the ground, both Taylor Heineke and the center are on the field, crumpled up. And they had to bring the stretcher in, bring in the cart. Of course, now I don't gloat in somebody being hurt, but I just thought that was just massive. This dude, on the snap of the football, he busted up the line, took the center, bulldozed him back into Tyler Heineke, and then grabbed Tyler Heineke, threw him, and they both went down. And he, of course, he gets up and he's doing his little thing. Everybody high-fiving each other. Both of them guys on the ground. They said, "Oh, both of them are hurt." That's how powerful that dude is. Both guys. Now, the cart came for Larson, the center, who he power drive into the center. They came for him. Taylor Heineke got hurt too. He hurt his ankle and some other things and whatever. I think he was finished for the game at that point. And they brought in Kyle Allen. But yeah, he did his thing. He did his thing. And it was a sack and tackle for a loss for that game. So Neville Gallimore, man, glad to have him back. So anyhow, so we end up getting a fumble late in the game on a pass play that was Kyle Allen hit Antonio Gibson, and he got fumbled. He got stripped from behind. I want to say it was Randy Gregory. I'm trying to think who it was that forced him to fumble, knocked the ball out of it. Might have been Anthony Brown. I think it was Anthony. No. It was Jordan Lewis. That's who it was. Jordan Lewis knocked the ball out of his hand, and they recovered it. And that's how they got that last field goal. They kicked like a 47-yard field goal, and they went up 27-8. Okay. Now, it's from that point on that I'm not happy with the Cowboys, because the offense was anemic. They weren't trying to do anything. I mean, you got the full complement of the receivers. And then with about, 7 minutes to go in the game, it was like 3rd and like 6 or whatever, play fake. And Dak threw probably the worst interception that I've ever seen a quarterback throw. Threw it right to the linebacker. And then the compounding the interest on that, the guy ran past Dak for a touchdown. A freaking pick six when you up by 2 scores late in the game. And it's almost like he didn't see him. I still don't know what the F Dak saw on that play. I still don't. What the heck were you doing? Okay. And so, anyhow, so they get a touchdown. They blocked the extra point, and it was 27-20. So now, and then when we get the ball, we go 3 and out. Dak tries some pass or whatever, and as he gets knocked down, I'm like, what are you doing today? So finally, Redskins get the Washington football team gets the ball, and they're about to make a play with Kyle Allen, runs out to his right, and he gets tackled from behind by Randy Gregory. The ball comes out and it gets recovered, and that's how the ball game ends, with about a minute and a half left in the game, and they run the clock out. Okay. So my game balls go to Dorrance Armstrong, 3 tackles, and a fumble recovery and a touchdown. Dorrance Armstrong, one of our defensive linemen, played strong today. I like him. 6 tackles, a fumble, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. I shorted him. Micah Parsons, 3 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Okay. DeMarcus Lawrence, two tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 2 quarterback hits, and 4 pressures. Neville Gallimore, 2 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 sack. Randy Gregory, 1 tackle, 1 sack, forced fumble, and an interception. Okay, those are my game balls. Those guys right there. Okay, they get my game balls, and the defense as a whole held the Washington football team to 14 first downs and 224 yards of total offense. Anytime you hold a team under 300 yards of offense, you've done something. Okay, held up to 224 yards. We got 323 and 19 first downs. But let me tell you some of the ineptness. Dak Prescott was 22 of 39, which is just a tick over 50%. 211 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions, 2 terrible interceptions. So let me say this. Now, if y'all are some of those Cowboy fans that you just gonna pom for everything the Cowboys do and just fine, oh, we got the win, we won. That's who you are. That's fine. That's not me. Okay, I got a standard. Okay, and if you don't meet the standard that I think you should have based on what I think, as far as the talent level and what this team's, then I'm going to, you can say criticize or whatnot, or you may kick me out of the Cowboys fan club. I really don't give a, what. I don't care. I'm going to tell the truth. You can like it or not like it, but I'm going to tell you what Uncle Fred think. Okay. The elephant in the room is Dak Prescott not playing well. Ain't played well since he came back from injury. Had that one game against the Falcons, but it's the Falcons. I played well against the Broncos. Okay, had 70 yards passing with about 10 minutes to go in the game through 2 consolation touchdowns. They went down 30-0 with him starting. Okay, did not play well against the Las Vegas Raiders. He had some good numbers, I think 375, but when it came down to it, 3rd down and 3 to keep the game, keep the ball, so we can go and score at halftime. Threw the ball at Jones, Noah Brown's feet. Missed Michael Gallup in the end zone. Okay, was not good against the Kansas City Chiefs. Missed Michael Gallup on the first play of the game. It should have been a 40-yard game. Okay, just off. Okay, was not good against New Orleans. Threw a bad pick late. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, was not good yesterday at all. Okay, after the pick, the pick 6, he's looking around with his mouth open. Like, what the heck happened? I mean, what you mean? What the heck happened? You threw it to a linebacker that was covering the back at the backfield. What you thought was going to happen? You threw it right to him, split it right in the numbers. What you think was going to happen? Okay, Dak, I don't know what it is that you're doing. I don't know. Y'all had 10 days to prepare for this team, and you look like you ain't even looked at the playbook. Okay, if you're still hurt, then okay, that's fine. I mean, we need to, find out what's going on. But he has not played well since he came back from injury. Okay, has not played well. Not seeing the field well. Because the interception he threw in the first quarter, I don't know what he saw there. Okay, if he's not seeing the field, or you don't know where he's going, or whatever, he's having some sort of out of body experience, then we need to sit him, because right now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna say this right here. Ain't nobody a bigger Dak Prescott fan than me. Okay, I got a Dak Prescott jersey that I wear. Sometimes I wear it on some of my videos. I have one of those. So yeah, he's my favorite player on the Cowboys. Okay, but number 11 is catching up with him. Okay, number 11, Michael Parsons catching up with him. That boy's something else. Okay, but Dak. Bro, I mean, I'm wanting to work with you. Though after each one of them games, I know I didn't play my best one. We'll get it better. Dude, you can't have too many my bad games. Well, my bad. Okay, I'm gonna give it my bad. Dude, 1 or 2 my bads is all you get all season. You can't have back to back my bad games. The elephant in the room. And I was happy he got it. Okay, he got top money. Okay, people don't want to say this because the guy said on one of the sports shows, said criticizing Dak Prescott almost like criticizing Mother Teresa. It's like you don't want to do it because he's such a good dude. I know that, but they're not paying you $75 million this year to be a good dude. You got to produce. Okay, and right now, I'm not real confident with you playing quarterback right now. I'm not. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're seeing. Okay? I'm Kellen Moore. I don't know what you're calling. Now, if you're having to call the game down because Dak can't make certain throws now or whatever, That's something that's got to be addressed. Okay, you can't just keep running them out there throwing bubblegum passes and stuff and getting them picked off. And we going 1 for 12 or 1 for 13 on third down because he can't complete passes or he not seeing the field or he can't make this throw because it's too difficult to throw that he can't follow through or whatever the case might be. But I don't know, man. But this can't continue because. Look, the Washington football team is it's an okay team, okay? Now, given that, our defense did good to hold them to 224 yards and basically really didn't give up really any scoring drives, to be honest. One of the scoring drives, Dak put it in their hands because he picked 60, and they got another one on a circus catch in the end zone. But for the most part, man, they, like I said, they only got 14 first down. They were like 3 of 14 on third down. Really, they were shut down. The offense was shut down. Okay. But you're not going to beat teams 6-0. Okay. And moving forward now, when we get to the playoffs, but we're 9-4 now, and thank God we 9-4 and we win the division. I think we've got the division locked up. We're going to probably have a home game. But when we get to the playoffs, you're going to be playing Tampa Bay. You're going to be playing Green Bay. You're going to be playing Arizona. You're going to be playing the Rams. And then there's you, and then there's one other team. All of those teams have dynamic offense with dynamic players. It's going to be very difficult for us to hold them to 14 first downs, which means we're going to have to score 25 to 30 to beat them. And early in the season, I would say, it's no problem. Right now, Dak, I don't know if you can even find the guy if he is open. You wouldn't hit him. I don't know what you're doing, man. But I hope to God that you get this fixed. You and Kellen get this fixed. I don't know what Kellen is doing. Okay, I hope it ain't what I'm thinking it is. I hope it's not. And I really don't even want to speak it. I don't even want to speak it into existence. But right now, of the coaches right now that I got the most confidence in, it's Dan Quinn. Okay. Because I think Dan Quinn and I are about the bull crap. Dan Quinn, I think he's got designs on being a head coach again. Okay. So he's calling the game in a manner that, when people see how well this defense is metamorphosized from last year, is, oh, yeah, we're going to get him a head coaching job. And trust me, at the end of the season, there's going to be some head coaching jobs open. Believe you me, okay? Both New York jobs might be open, okay? Robert Saleh not really doing that good. Minnesota job might be open. Mike Zimmer, the talent that team's got, no reason they should be 6-6 or 7-6 or whatever. That team is talented, Might be an opening in Jacksonville. Urban Meyer's not doing well. It's going to be some openings. And I know Dan Quinn got designs on being a head coach again. So he's going to have that defense ready because he wants them to see his organization, his structure, and how he's putting a team together that, when one year a team was record setting in the wrong way, and he's made them a very formidable defense, with this second in the league with like 25 turnovers. We have forced like 25 turnovers, like 19 interceptions. Okay, and about I want to say like at least 6 or 7 fumbles. I think maybe 29 turnovers. I think I got the number wrong. I think I may be shortchanging them. So Mike Zimmer, Dan Quinn, I trust. Not sure I trust Kellen more because I think all I'm gonna say is remember back in 2010, a certain head coach kind of underperformed, and a certain offensive coordinator ended up getting his job. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say any more because, say what you will, that happened. Okay. Okay. And a certain coach ain't never been able to get a good job since then because I think karma is a real thing. If you believe in karma and the universe is lining up and all that kind of thing, I believe in the scriptures. I believe in that. So I believe in reaping and sowing. What you reap, you sow. You put out bad stuff, you get bad stuff back on you. So I believe that was done to that particular head coach. That particular head coach went on to 2 other defensive coordinator jobs, and one of them culminated in a Super Bowl championship and a defense that was one of the best defenses in recent history. And I was happy for him. But the other coach that I believe sabotaged him ain't been able to find nothing since he left us. And if he did that, I hope nothing happened for him. Okay. Now I'm hoping that's not happening here, because all of a sudden the offense don't look like nothing. It looks inept, like it can't fight itself out of a wet paper bag now. Okay. Quarterback looks like he was on top of the world on the MVP candidate. Right now, it looks like that last interception he threw, that's a benchable interception. I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. If he wasn't Dak Prescott and wasn't paid when he was paid, if he was just some run-of-the-mill, you throw that interception, he's getting benched. That's a benchable interception. Okay? I'm sorry. Y'all can not like me, not like the video, whatever, but I'm going to tell you what I feel. That's a benchable interception. But that was a benchable game. Both of those interceptions were horrible interceptions. Interceptions that a second-year quarterback or a free agent rookie would make. Not a guy 5-6 years in that made a couple of Pro Bowls and made to the playoffs. You can't make that throw. You just can't. You just can't make that throw. Okay? You can't do it. You just can't. And, so, like I said, nobody loved Dak, but I can't, my love ain't blind. If you love your spouse, you can love them, but they keep coming into the house at 4 o'clock in the morning smelling like cologne or perfume. You gotta start looking at stuff. So no, my allegiance ain't blind. I'm like, dude, you're not getting it done right now. He's just not. So now we play the Giants next week. Okay, Giants aren't good. Daniel Jones, or Danny Dimes as he's affectionately called, is not going to play. They will be starting Mike Glennon. Okay. And they just went to SoFi and played the Los Angeles Chargers and got whooped 37-21. And the Chargers didn't even have all their players. Keenan Allen and a couple other players were out on protocols. So they didn't have on some of the offensive linemen. There was a lot of players they had out for that game. And they won by 16 points. Okay. We go on in that game with all of our complement of our players. Okay. Let's see what we got. So the Giants aren't very good. Okay. They're not very good at all. Okay. And we go bringing benches in there to them, whatever to sit up there. And we go up there and we win. If we win against the Giants, or it's 16-14 or 21-16 or something like that, I'm going to go ballistic. Okay, because that's not a good football team. And then we should go up there and win by a couple of touchdowns or 3 touchdowns. Okay, like we did when they came up here. We beat them 44-20. Okay, that team didn't have Michael Gallup, didn't have DeMarcus Lawrence. Okay, didn't have did it have Gregory? I think it had Gregory. I think Gregory was there, but Michael Parsons wasn't the Michael Parsons we got now. Okay, so. Now I know Zeke is hurt, and I don't know what the deal is, but the offense got to get better, man. Offense got to get better. That was a very pathetic offensive showing last week, and Dak Prescott should be embarrassed. Kellen Moore ought to be embarrassed. Okay, the receivers did what they could. I think CeeDee Lamb had like 5 catches for 51 yards. I think. Gallup had like 4 for 50. And I think Amari Cooper had like 5 for 51 and a touchdown. I mean, it was all pretty pedestrian, okay number. But really, they need to be working extra stuff, looking at extra film, looking at extra everything, because that offense was pathetic. If our defense hadn't played like it should have played, and I believe the defense kind of played over their heads. But one of the things I am excited about with this team is I believe I believe Dan Quinn is going to be like a mad genius with all these good defensive parts that he's got. I think he's going to be like this. Like, yeah, what kind of exotic blitz schemes can I come up with these guys? with Micah and D-Law and Gregory, and up front with Doris Armstrong and Idigazua and Neville Gallimore. What can I do with these guys? And putting them together and coming up with all these exotic blitz and pass rush schemes and pass coverage combinations and stuff with the safeties we got with Neal and Malik Hooker and KZ and all those guys, and putting all that together. And so I think Dan Quinn's fixing to wreak havoc on some guys in the defense, but the offense, y'all got to keep up though. Okay. So at the beginning of the season, I was like, the offense is like, in the defense, like, okay, we just get a couple of 3 and outs and let the offense do their ball control and get our 400 yards and 27 points, and we're good. Now it's like the offense is 3 and out, and the defense gonna have to get a couple of scores. And I'm hoping I'm wrong on that. So yeah, we play the Giants next week at MetLife Stadium. Hoping it's at the 3 o'clock hour. So we'll see for that. But yeah, I'm not happy with that win. Any of you guys, I'm not trying to talk about nobody, but if you were happy and satisfied with that win, either you're an idiot or you don't know football. One of the two. Either you're an idiot or just don't know football or don't understand. You just scoreboard watch. If you watch the game and you know football, then you're not happy with that win. Okay? Because we can be so much better than what we were. We could be so much better. It's almost like your child is a genius, but he's bringing home C minuses. You ain't happy with that because we could do better than that. Okay? We can do better. But that's all I got from the desk of Uncle Fred. We get the win. I guess that's the only silver lining. The defense was amazing. Offense, got to get better. Got to do better. So that's all I got from the desk of Uncle Fred. Y'all, please like, comment, and subscribe. Become a part of the Uncle Fred experience. I promise you will not be disappointed. Okay, hit that notification bell as well. That way you can have access to when I drop videos and things of that nature. I drop 2 or 3 a week. And I got another one for this week's pick'ems that I'm gonna drop probably tomorrow. So be looking for that. Boy, did pretty good this week, man. I'll tell y'all all about it. But that's all I got from the desk of Uncle Fred. Y'all be easy. Cowboy get the win, but it sure wasn't satisfying. Okay. God bless.